Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Let's see, can I go live yet? Here. Oh, there we go. Of course, fiber in my mouth. What else would we expect, right? It's just everywhere. Happy Wednesday to everybody. As you guys come in, say hi, say hello. Tell us where you're watching from. Let me pull up Instagram over here. Okay, so now I can see Instagram comments. So go ahead. You can put comments or questions in the chat here on Facebook or YouTube or over on Instagram. If you're on Instagram, I'll do my best to read your screen name, but sometimes they're hard. So you can always put your name in there or let us know where you're from. Hi, Carlene. Good to see you this morning. Hello over here on Instagram. Jazz. Hello from Wichita Falls, Texas. Man, oh, chilly in Tucson, Arizona. Yes. Ooh, it's cold here. It is like negative. Well, let me look at my watch and see what it actually is. Right now it says it's 16, but we've got a wind chill, so it's cold. This morning it was negative 14. It was ridiculous. Yeah, so we are doing a virtual day from home for school. It's been real fun. Thank God for parents and helping out with the kids. No, they're really good, but it's definitely freezing. Hello from Little Rock. Hello from Long Island. Hello from New Jersey. Freezing by me. Yes, 100%. Oh, my kids are watching. Hi, guys. Hi from Manchester, UK. It is great to have you guys all here. All right, before we get too far, I do want to bring our guest in because we have a guest today. But before we do that, I do want to just tell you about one thing going on, and I can throw the link in here. Right now, if you head over to the crochet.com website, you're going to find that we have what we're calling our decades color yarn sale. And so what we did is we combined the colors based off of the decades, and you can go and shop from up to 20% off or all 20% off for the different colors. So have fun shopping, go check it out. Yeah, it's really fun, but there's the link for it. Again, if you just go, excuse me, to the crochet.com website, it'll be right there on the homepage for you to go and shop. No coupon code, just go ahead and start shopping from that link. Okay, let me bring in our special guest today. We have Nicki. Hi, Nicki.
How's it going?
It's going. How are you?
Very good, very good. I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah, we're so excited to have you. So for those who don't know, Nicki is a wonderful crochet designer of Nicki's Homemade Crafts, and she has a brand new crochet along going on right now. It started, I guess, the beginning of the year, but there's plenty of time. We'll talk all about that in just a minute. But that's why she's here today. She's here to join us. And so before we get too far into it, I'm going to copy this link and I'm going to throw it here in the chat for anybody who wants to do it. But I'm also going to put up here this one. Nope. Can we? Oh, hold on. I have to hide that one. And now I have to show this one. Okay, sorry. Flipping back and forth. So that is the link too. If you want to use that, especially if you're on Instagram and you can't get the links that we're posting, you can go ahead and put that into your URL. That'll take you to all of the information that we are talking about today so that you can join in the fun. So let's get started and let's tell everybody, oh, we're getting a lot of hi Nickies over here on Instagram. We've got some people coming in from Essex, from Scotland, from New Jersey. Guys, you guys are everywhere today. This is so much fun. But yeah, so we're going to talk about the blanket that she's working on, what makes it so cool, why you want to join it, why there's still time to join it. And yeah, so let's dive in. So you can see the picture there right next to Nicki of what the blanket looks like. Nicki, are you okay if I pull up on the screen some bigger photos?
Yes, go for it.
Okay.
Go for
I'm
it.
going to do that right now while we get started talking about it. We can kind of like go back and forth with it up and not up. All right, hold on. Let me click this one. All right, so there we go. So again, here's some information about the crochet along going on, and I'm going to kind of scroll through. I have some pictures of the front and back. Anyway, we'll get there. Okay.
Yes, perfect.
So let's talk about the fact that this is a year-long crochet along. So it's not like you're rushing to get this beautiful big blanket done in like a week. This is a year-long crochet along. So how does that work for people that want to join?
It's really fun. I mean, last year was the very first time I did a year long. It was funny because one person, suggested it. Like I posted like this huge blanket, it was a Christmas blanket, and they're like, can you just make it as a crochet along? I said, okay, I've never done a year long before, I guess. It
Yeah.
went viral, and then everyone requested, can you make a second one, please, please? And then one person suggested, why don't you make something like where it's like a month to month kind of thing? And that was like way back, like early 2024. So I took the idea, I thought it was perfect. And so I made a blanket like this. And then I was chatting with you early in the year to make sure we get the right yarn. And so that's kind of how that came about. But it took me like 3 months to design this one, just like on like the graph, like make the graph and everything. It was very tedious, but I am so, so excited how it turned out. And the year-long crochet along, how it really works is simply you sign up and you get a summary email that breaks it all down pretty much, that when you are done signing up, you can join immediately with part 1 because that's already available. So every part gets published on the first day of the month. So for example, January 1st gets published on January 1st, or the January panel for January 1st, and then the February one for February 1st. So that's the free crochet along all year long, and it goes all the way until December. And then by the end of December, I believe we're doing it on the 24th. I know that's right, Christmas Eve, but might as well celebrate it that way. We're going to have a giveaway at the end because might as well celebrate everyone who finished it. So what I do is I pick 5 winners out of those who published or posted their pictures with the hashtag that's in the email that you're going to get when you sign up. And when you have it finished, you post it into our group, and then I grab 5 random winners to win something. So I'm really, really excited for that. But what the cool thing is when you go through this with thousands of crocheters, it makes it even more fun. And having this all year long, it allows you to have other projects at the same time. So there's no rush or anything. And on average, we have roughly 22-ish rows per month. So, I mean, you could do, 1 row per day pretty much, and you still be done before the next panel comes around. So, which is really cool. And then at the end, of course, you have the border all the way around. And the free crochet along only has the regular overlay mosaic crochet pattern, which is, in my opinion, the most easiest way to do this. So if you are deciding though to do the reversible, that's only in the PDF. So, and the cheapest option will be on my website to grab it. And it has a bonus. So I added a bonus panel into it. I'm not quite sure. I don't think you can see it on this picture, but I have a separate picture. I'm happy to show it later that shows the bonus panel, which is a birthday panel, and I added that into the PDF. It's for both regular as well as reversible. If they choose to use that, they can totally do so. So that's pretty much the summary, and you can really see that it starts with January on the bottom and works their way up to December. So really, really fun. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions.
Yeah, and so what I want to point out here is, so the picture on the left is what the reversible looks like. So you see the front and the back of the blanket, and the one on the right is the one that would be the regular overlay mosaic. And you can definitely tell there on the back, like you can see the floats to it and things like that. So that's going to be the biggest difference between the 2 different options of what you're doing. We should also say that we worked with Nicki to do yarn bundles, which you can go ahead and purchase, that has the yarn for both the reversible and the regular. It is using the colors that Nicki has here, but you can feel free to go ahead and choose whatever colors you want, change it up. I know Nicki kind of kept like 4 colors here, but maybe you want to do like 2 different colors for every month. The technique is going to be the same. It's just what color you're going to be using. So I love that there's 2 different options. I'll be honest, I've never done the reversible mosaic. I've only ever done the overlay mosaic, which I absolutely love. It is so much easier than I feel people think it might be if you haven't tried it, because you're really only working 1 color every row that you're doing.
Yes, exactly. It's super easy. And it's just use a single crochet and double crochet stitches. And if you know where your front loop is and where your back loop is, you're good to go. You're golden. There's no color changes per se, because you're just cutting the yarn at the end of the row. So yes, definitely much easier than it might look.
There is somebody commenting here over on Instagram saying, I'm intimidated by mosaic, that they're trying their first one now and it's very slow. So what are the suggestions for people that might not have done it before? Are they going to get video instructions? Are they going to get tutorials here? Or is there somewhere else that you can send them on their site that they're going to have that like hand holding to get started?
Oh, 100%. So first of all, we have, of course, a very, very supportive community, and we have a chat within our group, Facebook group, Crocheting with Nicki. So you can ask questions in there too. But regardless of that, when they sign up, they get that summary email that I mentioned that has the breakdown of the yarn bundles. They even have a special coupon code that Katelyn gave us, or Ricochet gave us, for 10% off for any yarn color using the exact same yarn I used. And so you can start at any time throughout the year. But in terms of the tutorials, it's right in that email as well. You can learn regular mosaic crochet right there. And I highly recommend going through the swatch that I mentioned in that video. So, and then you have the same true for reversible. And that's also in the PDF. If you choose to buy the PDF, it's in there too. Many, many pages of tutorials. And I get that question all the time regarding, can I have a row to row video tutorial? But I'm sure, Katelyn, you will agree with me. If once you understand the technique, you will not need a row to row. In fact, it's going to be boring and you will not like it, because once you know the technique, all you want to do is go through the graph and just do it and just go flow right through it. You don't want to listen to anything else. So maybe even an audiobook on the same time, but you won't need a row to row. And yes, you get a lot of support. And I'm always just one email away too. So there's no worries about that.
Are there different sizes of the blanket that's available in the pattern, or is it just the one size that we're seeing you holding in the photos?
So I made this with worsted yarn, okay, because that's just what my audience seems to love. Every time I go off of worsted, I get complaints. I don't have any of that. So I try to stick with worsted yarn, but that doesn't prevent you from doing, let's say, DK yarn, fingering yarn, if you want it smaller, or if you want it even bigger for you to use super bulky yarn. The other option is, if you look closely on the photo, you can see that it's actually a panel. It's one panel of about 75 stitches done 3 times. So which means you could just eliminate one of the repeats. So it's like 3 repeats together. So I do this on purpose because it allows the audience pretty much, or the crocheters, to have a little bit of flexibility. And I have seen it last year too, and they absolutely loved it, because some of them wanted to be a little bit smaller. So they just made 2 repeats instead of 3, which is fine. I'm fine with that. As long as you have fun with it and you know how to do it and you're just part of the community and just crochet it, then go for it. I have no problem with that. And then some, I also heard they want to eliminate some of the rows. So for example, in this case, it would be months. That's fine as well. If you feel like you just want to do a few months, that's okay too. In fact, I have gotten a few comments from, let's say, people that are not Canadian or not US in terms of the November panel, because it does show like a turkey and things. So which would be more like Thanksgiving. Canada said they're probably going to switch, Thanksgiving, or let's say November and October. So that's more in their order, which is fine as well. And I do want to point out that for those who are not US or Canada, and they feel like November doesn't really work for me, you can totally mix it up and do something else. You can use the birthday panel if you got the PDF, or just simply think of this. November is really the time where everything starts in terms of holidays, right? We start having parties and things. So think of that as like your holiday party month, if you want to call it that way, because we have meals. You can see there's a little, either a pie that's steaming, or it's mashed potatoes, or whatever dish you consider it to be, right? It has a glass, so you can think of like drinking wine with your friends, whatever. So feel free to call that like a holiday party month, if you want to call it that way. So there are options to consider it differently, and it works for literally anyone who wants to crochet it.
I love it. I love too, like I was just thinking of this. So I know I received a gift that has like my kids, they're like little things that represent my kids and me and my husband on a necklace, so that like I have our family together. I would love this too as like a family thing for maybe the grandmother or something, with all the grandkids and their kids. And instead of doing like January to December, you could do each of their birth months in order. And so some might be repeating or whatever else, but like it would represent each of the special people in their life. Like there's so many different ways you can take this pattern and really make it your own and have a really fun time doing it.
I agree. I even had someone who's starting it from the bottom, meaning switching it. They're
Yeah.
starting. Now, I don't recommend just doing that if you're absolute beginner, and I do not recommend doing that for reversible, but for regular, you can do it by switching the order, meaning starting with December on the bottom, then November, and so forth, right? All the way up to January is the last one for the top. You can do it. I added enough rows in between. You can kind of see that there is enough where you could switch it, you know, if
Okay.
you've done, but I don't recommend that for a beginner. I recommend that for more of an, you know, experienced mosaic crocheter, because you can figure it out really quickly where to put the, let's say, the mosaic double crochet stitches in replacement of something else. It does work. You just need a little experience for it. But yes, you can totally switch things up. I made it that way that you can do it. So I added little gaps in between the months, and you can see that it's possible to switch things around. As I said, I don't recommend it for the reversible, because I did these color switches. You can see it on that picture here right next to me. There are these color switches, right? Where it goes from, let's say, a red white one to a white, let's say, green one. So if you just do it reversible, you will have like a strip over there. So I had to
Okay.
adjust the pattern a little bit to add additional stitches into it for the reversible in order to eliminate that line that was happening. And I
Sure.
was so excited about my testers because they pointed out immediately, Nicki, something's not working. I have that line there. And I said,
Yeah.
oh no. So they were like, okay, we're going to rip it out a little bit. And so it took me like a day to go through the entire pattern and, you know, fix it up. But I'm really grateful for my testers. They found all my little tiny mistakes
Nice.
and including that. So yes, the reversible is just a little bit bigger. It's like a couple, I don't know how many rows, maybe 5 rows
Okay.
ish, a little bit longer. But yes, it is worth it to do reversible though. As you can see on the pictures, it's absolutely
It's
stunning.
beautiful.
It's a little bit heavier. Keep that in mind
That's
because
what I
it
was
does
going
use
to
a
ask.
little extra yarn. So
So I assume then too, because it's reversible, it's also going to be a little bit warmer, a little less
yes,
like not that the regular version is holy, but in
no,
comparison, it's going to
yes,
be definitely a tighter. So you're going to get a warmer product
yes,
using the reversible mosaic.
exactly.
If the back of the regular mosaic version bothers you, think about just getting like a piece of fabric from,
Yes,
you know, your
exactly.
craft store, or we have connecting
Yes,
threads, and then you could just kind of sew that on the back if you want to make it. But let me tell you,
yes,
if you do the regular mosaic, you're not going to have like the floats that you think about with knitting, where it's like this long strand that's kind of hanging out that's going to get caught. Crochet is a different type
yes,
of animal, and so it
yes,
really does keep it like, yes, you've got some extra texture, yes, you've got some stitch movement, so to speak, but you're not going to be like catching your fingers on it or catching your toes
right.
on it as you use it. You're still going to have a very usable blanket that you're going to love no matter
Right.
which way you decide to go.
In fact, there is even a little trick, and I have a video on that on my YouTube channel. If anyone wants to know about, they can always email me if they can't find it. There's a negative stitch that you can use. So when you do the mosaic double crochet stitches and you don't like that flap that happens in the back because you're not
Mhm.
actually going into single crochet regularly,
Right.
you can do a negative stitch where you simply catch that back loop at the same time as you're finishing that double crochet stitch. That eliminates the flap hanging
Yeah.
off. So if you feel like that bothers you, then you can totally do so that with that as well. And that kind of gets rid of that. Again, it doesn't still make it reversible, but it allows you to not have that flap, because I understand some crocheters don't like that flap.
Yeah, I love that idea because, yeah, it definitely helps, again, just keeping it nice and smooth so that you feel comfortable using it or gifting it. A lot of
Yes,
times that's where like hesitation comes, is because they know they want
yes,
to gift it and they want to make it something easy to be giftable. So this
yes,
is such a wonderful project to be able to do that, that you can work on slowly throughout the year. I love
yes,
too that it does come out in sections of every month, because
yes,
I'll be honest, I want to be able to work on other projects throughout the year
exactly.
too. Like, I don't want to be
Exactly.
forced to just sit there and do that for months and months and months and nothing else. So I love that it gives that flexibility, that I can work on that. Maybe that's like the first week of my month,
Yeah.
get that part done, and then I have the rest of the month to pick up something else to kind of work in between. So I do love that that kind of gives you that flexibility.
Exactly. That would be, of course, for the free one or for the PDF version. I do have to say, I feel like knowing now, like I've done this now, this is the second time around. I've seen thousands of crocheters working on these year-long crochet alongs. And one of the things I've notice is literally there's like a split of people. One person or half of the people are just like you. They like to take their time, have other projects going on at the same time. And then there's the other ones who are like OCD. I got to get this done. I can't start another project at the same time. They typically grab the PDF and they go through this so quickly. I've had a few people already post. They're like in like month 7 or 8. And I'm like, holy smokes, how fast are you? I mean, I would take like 2 to 3 months just to get this done, right? But you're getting this done in a month. All right. But yes, you have both options, which is why I provide the PDF. You can get it on my website, on Ravelry and Etsy. On my website, it's the cheapest option because I don't have extra fees like Ravelry and Etsy does. But yes, you can totally just do the free one. There's thousands of crocheters part of the free one, and they absolutely loving it and posting it in the group all the time about their progress. And it's always nice to see all the different color options. It's incredible to see it. Like some people like to do like an ombre style. I'm a fan of ombre, like gradients where it's like going from one color to another. And you can do that really, really nicely with this one, actually, where you have like one color as the neutral color going in the entire time. And then you have that background color where it changes every month. And oh my gosh, the incredible effect that it creates is amazing. Absolutely love it. So keep them posted.
I know you have your regular Facebook group and everything else, but is there something special for this crochet along, or are people able to go into your regular Facebook group and be able to see the inspiration from all the other people that are working on it?
I have like 3 types of crochet alongs all year long happening. So I have 1 year long crochet along in Crocheting with Nicki. So you can just go to Facebook and type in Crocheting with Nicki. I have about 52,000 people in that group, and it's very, very active. So we have that year long, this one. And then we have every month, we have a mystery crochet along going on. So I use different hashtags so that way people can find things easily. You're going to see a spike of pictures coming in during the mystery crochet along. And then it dies down a little bit, then you see a bunch of crochet alongs for the year long happening, because during that time is when then the next panel comes out and everyone posts about that. And then I also have every 2 months, I have something called a live crochet along. So meaning you get the pattern ahead of time, but I teach it live instead of a pre-recorded video. So it gives it a little bit extra support, and it's so much fun. So we have that going on all the time. Again, every single crochet along has a different hashtag. So yes, they can just type it in or click on it, whether it's mobile or desktop, and then they find all their inspiration in terms of different colors, how many panels everyone is doing, where they're working on, and all those different things. It's really quite amazing to see the progress of the community coming together and all working on the same project. It's quite amazing.
Yeah, I mean, everybody is just so creative. There's so many different little tweaks that you can kind of put in to make it your own. You know, maybe it's the border that you're going to change up or something to make it something special for yourself. I mean, I love the one color border that you did, but I mean, there's so many different things that you could do along the way to really just make it your own. I love it. Let's also just ask the question that for the PDF that's available, is that a limited time thing, or will they be able to get the PDF at any time that they find the crochet along or decide it's time for them to get started? Can they jump in at any time?
Yes, that's a great question. Yes, they do. And the price stays the same. So they don't have to worry about like a price changing or anything. I have the one from last year even still available, and many people are still getting that one and just starting this one, you know, pretending it's 2020, the 2024 version for 2025, which is totally fine. You do whatever works best for you. Yes, you can get it at any time. It doesn't expire. The PDF really allows you to have some freedom on when you want to go through it. But even the free one from last year is still available. So it's just a regular overlay mosaic crochet. If you want the reversible, it's only in the PDF, because I got to tell you, be honest, that's a long pattern. Like, I'm serious. This is super duper long. So the PDF itself is over 100 pages long. So you can imagine if I would put all that on my blog, you would not see anything, because that would be too much information. It wouldn't load. So that's why I'm breaking it up. A lot of people always ask me why. It's because of that. It would not load. And you know what I'm talking about. So yes, 100 pages is in the PDF, over 100 pages. I think it's 113. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure it's that long. So I made sure though, it's like not too tiny. Like, I don't like words that are super duper little. I understand that we're all different ages, and some people like it a little bit bigger. So my font is typically a little bit bigger. So it's easier to read. I also add a little like little boxes into it, so that way you can check off your repeats. So
Oh,
there's 3
nice.
boxes per row, so they can check it off, say I did this repeat, I did this repeat. Now of course I still recommend using stitch markers for your repeat breaks, right, so you know where you're at.
Right.
But again, you don't have to get the PDF. You can totally just join the free one. There's thousands of people part of it. You have that option. You get to decide whatever works best for you. As long as you have fun, it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, yeah, totally. I mean, yeah, and I love that it has that option because again, you can join however you want. If you're more of a printed person, you can go
Yeah,
grab that PDF. You could print out. I know usually when I do like a crochet along or something and I do get like a PDF, I'll just print out each section that we're kind of
yeah,
working on,
yeah.
or however that works because it's easier for me to take with me because
Yes.
sometimes you don't have access to the internet very well
Yeah,
in certain
yeah,
locations when you're sitting at a game or
exactly.
whatever else it might be. So it's always great to have that PDF as an option.
Plus,
Um,
I do want to point out that considering how big the the graph is, I mean, even 75 pages on a screen is that's it shrinks it down, right?
right.
So the PDF has the has 2 ways to have the graph. So it has it
Okay.
on a 3-page, broken up into 3 pages, with the legend of telling you what each symbol means, and then on the back you have that entire graph broken up into 10 pages. So it's like zoomed
Okay.
in, so that way whatever works best for you. Some people just like the written instructions. I have
Right.
that in there too. So whatever works best for you, you get to decide that, and just have fun with it.
Right. I want to call out that Francis says in here, Nikki is remarkable. She is such a
Oh,
great planner and flexible. She is so involved in all her groups. We appreciate all that Nikki does for crocheters of all levels. And I love that
oh,
because that's what it's about. It's getting
yeah,
people at all levels to find what works for them and to get them to join in because that's what this
yes, yeah,
community is about is bringing everybody in to work on something, to learn
yes.
from each other. It just makes it a better place.
That's true. Thanks, Frances. Frances is one of my members. She's always very active. I love you, girl. So yeah, I have to say, I'm one of those people. I know that sounds a little bit weird, but I'm a people pleaser, and it's not a good thing for me, but it's a good thing for you, because I am very active wherever I am on social media. I try to answer everyone. Like I want everyone to be happy. I know it's not
Yeah.
possible, but I truly try to at least like a comment or see the post. I try to see as many as I can and comment on as many as I can. I have a limited amount of time, but I truly
Right.
try. So when people say I'm active in group, it's true. I am. So I will not let you hanging. I will always support you. And I'm always just one email away. So if you have like a question that there's a lot of introverts out there. I get it. They don't like posting into groups. That's fine. Email me. I'm still happy to help you. You still get to have help, even if you don't like posting in groups. That's totally fine. So
Right.
I'm always there.
Love it. We're so excited about this and love that we get to participate with you and join in on the fun. A
Yeah.
reminder, if you want the information, use that link that's there on the screen right now. It's a bit.ly link, so it'll take you right there. It'll give you
Yeah.
information on the yarn. It'll show you where the yarn bundles are on our website. It'll give you
Yep.
everything you need to know about the crochet along. You'll be able to see the free version on the blog, or you can get the PDF version,
Yeah.
whichever works for you, and just
Yeah.
join in the fun. And please, please, please go over to her Facebook group and share photos of the yarns
Yeah.
that you're using, the colors you're using, the progress, any kind of things that you're doing so everybody can see it and be
Yeah.
inspired by what we're all doing over there. So
I
thank you
know.
so much, Nikki. Did we forget anything else about the event? I don't think so, but
I don't think so, but I do want to point out the fact that I'm super grateful you guys put together these yarn bundles, because there were several crocheters already mentioned it to me that they were so happy they didn't have to think about the yarn colors.
yeah,
They're like, I just want to do the same thing, so that way I don't have to worry about it. And I
right.
absolutely love it. And as far as I know, they're still on sale, but don't quote me on that. Maybe you can say that.
Yep.
But yes, it's super cool to be able to say, okay, I want to do this. I grab, let's say, the PDF or sign up for free, and then go to We Crochet, grab the yarn bundle, and you don't have to worry about it. It'll ship it to you, and then you can just work on it with all the colors included, which is super cool. You don't have to count. You don't have to worry about yardage. It's all right in there.
One
So
click.
that's really, really amazing. So
Yeah.
thank you for We Crochet for doing that. I really appreciate
Yeah.
that. And it's very affordable too. It's
Yeah.
quality yarn, very affordable. Everyone loves Brava yarn. It's amazing. It's one of my
Yeah.
favorites.
It's one of our favorites too. And when you do head to the page, you will see 2 options. So
Yeah.
make sure you choose the right one. We have one bundle for if you're doing the regular mosaic, and
Yeah.
we have one bundle if you're doing reversible. So again,
Yeah.
just make sure you pick the right one for what you want to do. And
Yes.
yeah, it's just one click, add it to your cart. We brought in about 1,000 kits. So when those
Yeah.
1,000 sell out, not that that's it. I mean, you can obviously
Yeah.
pick your own colors and things, but we
Yes.
did purchase into 1,000 kits. So go
Yeah.
ahead and grab them while they're still available. They are on the site now. If
Yes.
they would become like sold out, they just won't show up on the site anymore. So
Right.
that's how you'll know that they've been
Yeah.
sold
Yeah.
out. But go ahead and grab them now while you still can.
And I do want to point out, I know some people always ask that because I have something else also called bundles. So what We Crochet has on their website does not include the pattern. So
No.
you'll just have to come separately. This is for them. It's just their yarn. That's what they have access to, and that's what they're shipping. So if you then just sign up for the crochet along, it's free. You have the option for the PDF, and then you're good to go. It's like just a few clicks, 5 minutes, and you're good to go. And you just have to wait for yarn to arrive, and then you can get started and have fun with thousands of crocheters all working at the same time on this amazing blanket.
Yeah. And two, if you're looking for the bundles, there is a link to get back to Nicki's site. So you'll be able
Yes.
to easily get back to the pattern. You don't
Yeah.
have to worry about clicking off of anything. There's a link right there that'll take you back so you can get the pattern.
Yes. Perfect. Thank you so
Awesome. Well,
much.
thank you so much for your time. Hopefully everybody here is going to be joining in the fun. Be sure to let us know, tag us, tag Nicki, so we can all see all of your wonderful projects, and happy stitching, everybody. Thanks, Nicki.
Thank you.
Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.